Everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not.
What Caitlin Clark supporters had been pleading for all season finally arrived. Someone to push back. Enters Sophie Cunningham, who didn't just fill that role, she exploded past expectations. Far from being a silent teammate, Sophie transformed into the loudest voice in the room, the ultimate agitator, and a constant headache for league officials, especially Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. As the 2025 season moved forward, it became crystal clear Sophie had lost all patience for the politics and passivity of the league. Every no call, every cheap shot on Clark, every disciplinary fine aimed at her, Sophie responded not by backing down, but by turning the volume up. She clapped back at refs, at media narratives, even former teammates. Nobody was safe. And here's the kicker, this is just the beginning. What follows is a breakdown of how Sophie morphed from Clark's fierce protector into the WNBA's most unpredictable force.
Just the competitor that I am. I'm fierce, I'm sassy. I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself. And so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself.
What Sophie said there?
When Sophie Cunningham signed with the Indiana Fever, fans knew they were getting a fighter, but what they got was a game changer. Her arrival didn't just add toughness, it injected soul into a team that had been physically and mentally targeted since Clark's debut. She brought something deeper than just physicality. From day one, fans could see it, an unfiltered, unwavering loyalty to Caitlin Clark. The kind that can't be faked.
I mean, you know, she has changed our game in the best possible way.
In a league where silence often says more than words, Sophie said the thing nobody else dared. Caitlin Clark is the future of the WNBA. That honesty put a target on her back. Media critics, league insiders, and opposing players weren't impressed. And during a preseason matchup against the Washington Mystics, rookie Kiki Fenn laid Sophie out on the court. Sophie's response? She got up, stared her down, and basically said, "Don't even think about trying that again." A warning shot. Sophie was here to fight back.
Down into the trees and things happen, and Kiki Iriafen right there had an extra little shove, and she's just like, what I do? Well, you kind of grow up, and then Sophie Cunningham pops right up and has a lot to say.
That preseason incident was just a teaser. Once the regular season hit, it became a free-for-all on Clark. Game after game, hard hits went uncalled. The officiating felt non-existent. The breaking point came on June 17th during the Commissioner's Cup game against the Connecticut Sun. The refs lost control. J.C. Sheldon swiped at Caitlin's face. Marina Mabrey body-checked her. No whistles. No consequences. Sophie snapped. What she did next went down in Fever fan history. A moment of retribution that was both brutal and, to many fans, long overdue.
That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul. You could say it's a play on the ball, but...
Finally, some retro.
After months of watching Clark take punishment with no protection, Sophie struck back. A headlock, a shove, and a bold unspoken challenge. Try me. That moment changed everything. Sophie had always been fiery, but this wasn't just fire, it was a full-on transformation. From that point on, she didn't hold back. And in the post-game presser, she made one thing clear. This wasn't about one foul or one player. This was about systemic disrespect, and she was done staying quiet about it.
During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, you know, the star player of the WNBA. And so, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do, and I'm a team player, so it's all good.
Sophie had watched them.
Up until that night, most people knew Sophie as a scrappy, spirited role player. But after that altercation, she became a household name. And fans loved it. Her jersey sold out in hours. Her TikTok blew up. She dropped a post with a Selena Gomez track that threw a wink at the J.C. Sheldon moment, and it went mega viral. Comments flooded in, "Thank you for standing up for Caitlin." She had entered the cultural spotlight, and fast.
It was far from done.
Man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit.
With that newfound fame came pushback. The media zeroed in on her retaliation against Sheldon, conveniently ignoring the hits Clark had taken earlier in the game. A petition even surfaced demanding her suspension. Then came the first league fine, $400. At this point, Sophie had a choice: lay low or lean in. She chose war. Within days, she showed up pre-game wearing a Trace Letches shirt alongside Clark and Lexi Hull, a nod that was interpreted as a shout-out to Indiana's 3 white players, a move that sparked major backlash across parts of the league. But Sophie wasn't backing down. She knew the message she was sending and sent it anyway.
Say it.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am someone who says what everyone else is thinking or talking about, not just with the refs,
Did you post
but
that
with
after
Detroit,
after you guys lost?
with Cleveland. I want people to hear what I just said. I am the only one, but if you ask our league, they feel the same exact way.
The league feels the same way about the refs as you?
And Detroit and
Oh.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
you want
now,
to give it one more shot?
no, because
Okay.
I said what I had to say.
You go off.
And I'm not going to apologize because I fully believe that. Don't tell me that Detroit is more fun than Nashville.
And this quickly
July 1st, Sophie did the unthinkable. She publicly challenged the WNBA's expansion strategy. Her remarks sent cities like Detroit and Cleveland into a frenzy. Facing a wave of criticism, she initially tried to clarify her comments. But then she did what nobody expected: doubled down. She said what many insiders were thinking, but too afraid to say. She wasn't afraid to voice unpopular truths. That became her signature move.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, And
Yeah.
like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like,
Good
that's
point.
fair, right?
Yeah.
from the very first episode, it was clear no one was safe.
July 18th, Sophie posted another viral TikTok. This time, lip-syncing to a Sabrina Carpenter song while throwing shade at the referees. Over 1 million views later, the WNBA slapped her with a $500 fine. To most players, that fine might sting. But Sophie was now riding a wave of endorsements and visibility. That fine was pocket change, and fans joked that Clark probably paid it for her. But instead of dialing it down, she turned it up. Less than 2 weeks later, she launched her podcast, Show Me Something. From episode 1, it was clear this wasn't a PR project. This was a platform. And the league had no idea what was coming next.
A couple players on their team that are just do a little bit extra stuff, like
Yeah,
just chippy talking. Like you're a professional athlete, like that's what happens,
And I
right?
feel like you see it more because people act like this towards
Yes,
Caitlin.
1000%. So in the first half, the refs didn't call. Someone should have been thrown out, and the refs did not call it.
Correct. I remember that.
They didn't, and so I was like, all right,
She
like,
got full body
shoot, by
chested,
3 people.
late- Yeah.
Like 2 people, and they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I know that for sure. I'm a little sassy, but like, so are they.
Your leash is shorter though, because they know.
Literally, I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a
The debut episode of Sophie's podcast wasn't just bold, it was ballistic. From the jump, she called out what fans had whispered for months, that the rough play and disrespect Caitlin Clark faced weren't random, they were targeted. She didn't hold back. Sophie named names. She brought up incidents, including how the referees completely lost control during that brutal Sun versus Fever game. And she made one thing clear: Marina Mabrey should have been ejected. Period.
The
view of the
discourse is like,
W.
why bully the person who is like not 100% responsible, but like has a huge role in growing your sport?
dude. And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
And after that,
But Sophie wasn't done. After torching the refs, she turned her sights on others, league execs, media outlets, and even ownership groups, anyone who had failed to give Clark the respect she had earned. She wasn't playing politics. She was torching the house.
What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All
at
of them.
most? Everything.
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're gonna be finding the shit out of me,
yeah.
cool. But let me do it to
Didn't
you.
let you, yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
want
Like,
consistency then.
yeah, like just give. And I think that's players across the league and like new fans across the country. Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not gonna do shit.
And just when fans thought she'd hit the ceiling, she took it a step further. Sophie launched a full-blown assault on the officiating standards, almost daring the league to punish her for telling the truth. Spoiler, they did.
First week, what people had to say, well, the WNBA fined me.
No! You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. It's like, you're kidding. Oh.
Way.
I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard. I did say that, and I said that I would not be good at it. I did say that. Like,
On August 5th, Sophie shared that the league had fined her again, this time $1,500. The message was clear: pipe down or pay up. Her response? Pay up and get louder.
if you're gonna leave, like, you're gonna have to expect getting bit.
Was there explanation when it happened? No. Not even privately. That's tough. And yeah, okay.
Who knows what was
That same week, Sophie dropped another bomb, this time directed at a former teammate and mentor, Dana Bonner. She aired details about Bonner's controversial exit from Indiana, just days before the two were set to face off in Phoenix. Sophie made it loud and clear, any loyalty they had was done. And she didn't mince words.
AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans. But for me, I'm way happy.
No one knows exactly what was said behind the scenes in the lead up to that Fever versus Mercury game, but one thing became obvious: Phoenix wasn't happy. Sophie had burned a bridge, and she didn't seem to care. Her message was simple: we're not cool anymore.
Do not get me wrong. I think, like, again, I think she's a hell of a player and, like, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. Like, you literally couldn't touch her. Couldn't touch her.
Then came her most controversial move yet. On her August 13th podcast, Sophie went after the league for what she described as blatant favoritism toward Paige Buchers. She accused officials of giving Paige the white glove treatment. Superstar calls that Caitlin Clark, oddly, still wasn't getting deep into her second season. No sugarcoating. No soft takes. She said it straight, and it exploded.
Of just like games, you asking about Bria, but I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy shit! For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comments on Paige Beckers.
No way!
I didn't even say anything bad.
Now Sophie's out for the season with an MCL injury.
Sophie gave voice to a frustration many fans had been shouting into the void. Caitlin, the league's top draw, was still taking hits with no whistles, while Paige, a rookie, was already enjoying star status. It was an obvious double standard, and Sophie was the first to say it out loud on a major platform. And right on cue, the league did what it always does when uncomfortable truths hit the airwaves. They fined her again. Now sidelined for the season with an MCL injury, Sophie won't be making any more on-court headlines in 2025. But what she already did, the battles she fought, the truths she exposed, left a lasting imprint. Sophie didn't just defend Caitlin Clark, she became a living example of how the league should have handled her. She saw Clark's worth. She protected it. She amplified it. And in doing so, she gained a massive fan base, not just from Indiana, but from across the basketball world. Her voice became their rally cry. Her podcast? A megaphone for those disillusioned with the WNBA's leadership and officiating. But make no mistake, Sophie isn't anti-women's basketball. She's pro-accountability. And her platform doesn't exist to make the WNBA look good. It exists to force the league to be better, and if the league thought the fines would silence her, they miscalculated. Every punishment just makes her message louder. Every slap on the wrist pushes her further into icon territory. She's relatable. She's unapologetic. She's real, and that's why Sophie Cunningham has become the league's biggest problem, because she's exactly what fans want and exactly what the system isn't ready for.